A basic vinaigrette recipe is a must-have for any salad lover. You can start with any bases you want to flavor and adjust your vinaigrette, but once you know the real ratio, you can really make any vinaigrette with any flavorings that you want. So first I'm going to start with my flavorings, which this is how I like to do it. I like to start with honey, which is my sweetener. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of honey. You can use different sweeteners if you'd like, sugar, brown sugar, agave nectar if you really want to go to something a little bit different, and a tablespoon of mustard. Once you've added your mustard, then you can play with the flavorings with herbs. And you don't have to use herbs, it's optional. Today I'm using basil, so if you wanted to go to a different theme and do maybe a more Southwest, you could do cilantro. I also like oregano or dill or any herb that you have on hand. I like to cook mostly with fresh herbs, but if you don't have fresh, dried is okay in this application as well. Then I'm going to season early on with just a pinch of kosher salt and a couple of cracks of black pepper. We'll adjust our seasonings later, so do just really what feels right to your eye. As I mentioned, the key to any good vinaigrette is knowing the proper ratio. So your ratio is 1 part acid to 3 parts oil. Today my acid is a white balsamic vinegar. I like it because it offers a little bit of sweetness without that color that you get with a regular balsamic. But either white balsamic or regular balsamic, apple cider vinegar, champagne vinegar, white wine vinegar, any of those really good sweet vinegars are good. I would really caution against using a white distilled vinegar in most forms of cooking. So that's why today I'm choosing a sweeter vinegar like this white wine vinegar. So this is a 1/4 cup, which is going to be our 1 part of the ratio of white balsamic vinegar. Once you've added your vinegar, the next 3 parts of our vinaigrette is going to consist of oil. So we did 1/4 cup of vinegar, which will mean we do 3/4 cup of oil, making it 1 cup. So anything you do will be 1/4 cup of vinegar to 3/4 cups of oil, and you can double that recipe as you see fit. So I'm using a pure olive oil. If you prefer an extra virgin or a grapeseed oil, that's up to you. I just like the milder flavor of the pure olive oil when I make vinaigrettes. The most important part, once you've got your flavorings down pat of a vinaigrette, is the emulsion. An emulsion is making 2 liquids that wouldn't normally stick together. So examples of that would be a permanent emulsion would be a hollandaise sauce or a mayonnaise, and a temporary emulsion would be vinaigrette. So when you go to the grocery store and you see any vinaigrettes and they've got the oil on the top and all of the vinegars and flavorings on the bottom, that is a temporary emulsion because you have to shake it up to make your dressing come together. I try to make what is called a stable emulsion. That means we're going to make it stick together a little bit better so you have less work to do before you dress your salad. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and all you need is a good whisk and a steady hand, and you can make a good stable emulsion. The key when you're trying to make a stable emulsion is to slowly pour your oil and slowly incorporate it into your vinegar. Sometimes I like to do this with a helper because it does take a little bit of time if you're making a double batch, but a single batch is easy. And as you can see, all you have to do is be quick with your whisk and slow with your pour. So I'm going to start with a steady stream of oil and just make big whisks until my oil is finished. Now, as you can see, we have a stable emulsion, which means you really can't tell between the oil and the vinegar, but it might separate a little bit later. So it's not permanent, but it's a little bit more than temporary, which is why we did all that work with the whisk. All that's left with your dressing is to season it to taste, which you can do with a spoon or a piece of lettuce or cucumber or something that will later be in your salad, so you kind of get a good idea of what the dressing will taste like on your salad. You can make your salad right away, or you can store this dressing in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks.